Thanks, Tony. My question's to Mitch in particular. You wrote in your op-ed to The Australian that the Coalition delivered a cheaper solution in regards to the NBN, yet up to 10% of users can't even get 25 megabits per second. Today we are ranked 62nd in the world for internet quality, and there's just a general very low opinion on the quality of the NBN. How are you going to hold yourself accountable as a minister and hold your department accountable for this?
Go ahead.
Thanks, Tony. Well, the good news is that 99% of the nation is now either in construction, in design, or able to order an NBN service. That 75% of the nation can already order an NBN service. It'll be done and dusted by 2020. When we came into office, the NBN was essentially a failed project. Despite $6.5 billion having been spent over 4 years, contractors had walked off the job and only 51,000 premises had been connected. So the end is very much in sight with the NBN.
Mitch, can I just make the point? We got dozens of questions on this, and many of them were about inefficiencies, problems in getting connections, low speeds, dissatisfaction with the service being provided. It seems this could be a bit of a sleeper issue, and I'm just worried that you may not have noticed.
Tony, I do dozens of NBN community forums around the nation.
So you have noticed the number of people who are angry?
Well, Tony, what we're doing over the space of about 10 years is what it took the PMG, Telecom and Telstra the best part of 100 years to do, and that is to roll out a new network to the whole nation. Now, when you're connecting every one of 11 million premises, there will be some people who have experiences that aren't all that we would want them to be. The stats show that NBN gets connections right the first time on about 9 out of 10 occasions, but I would never want to diminish the experience of an individual or a business that isn't all that it should be.
You're a little over the time and we're running out of time, so I just want to get some response to that from people who are rolling their eyes while you were talking.
I never had a good poker face. So Mitch says the good news is that it's nearly done. I think we've spent $50 billion, yeah, and I think the bad news is that a lot of Australians think they got a dud deal. And I was particularly struck by a comment from the ACCC Chairman Rod Sims recently, where he said that particularly for sort of budget-constrained households that are buying less expensive plans, they're actually getting lower speeds at higher costs than under their old ADSL services. So, I mean, I really think that is an issue that needs to be addressed.
I'd agree that it's a sleeper issue. You know, anytime Crikey writes an NBN story, we just get so much interest in it.
Do you think it's just because they're incredibly organised, that group of people? That are able,
no, there's a lot of them.
Notice, for example, that the communications minister is coming on and you get bombarded with questions, or is it really a serious issue that a lot of people are concerned about?
I think infrastructure is what people care about, and this is a huge infrastructure project, and there are two ideological perspectives that we get from the left and the right. The right believe it's a user pays issue, that if you want really good internet, then you should have to pay more for it. The left comes from this human rights angle. The internet is a right, and it means that people's lives, no matter where they live, can be significantly better. And I think we all know where the majority of people fall on that. They want good internet. It's essential, especially in the country where the LNP say they're supposed to be stronger. So I think you're right. It's going to be a sleeper issue.
Let's hear from Chris Bowen. I mean, is Labor prepared to unscramble the egg and go back to fibre to the premises, your original promise?
It's an epic fail on behalf of the Coalition. And I think, with respect, Mitch just shows how out of touch he is with the anger of the Australian people when he says how well it's going. I mean, it's over budget, it's running late, and the service delivery is
wrong.
No, they're facts, Mitch.
No, it's not over budget and it's not running late.
Three successive chief executives of the NBN Co have given evidence and estimates to say your claims, in effect, are wrong about how well it's being rolled out on your watch, on your government's watch. I mean, this is a great pity. Now,
can you unscramble the egg? Would Labor go back to the original promise of fibre to the house?
Michelle Rowland's made it very clear. If we'd won the 2013 or the 2016 elections, we would have had more scope to stop the disaster that's rolled out. We accept the fact that the government has bought, you know, enough copper to go from Sydney to Perth and back on multiple occasions as part of their rollout, and has not adopted the best practice technology, but it is what we've got. Now, we've got service guarantees, we've got proposals to try and improve the fibre to the node where we can, etc. But Michelle Rowland has laid out a very realistic policy. But the degree of difficulty in fixing the mess that the LNP has left us in the NBN will be very significant.
All right, we're going to move on because we've got at least one final question.